Hello again, crafting friends. I hope you're ready to put some roots down and branch out a little bit because this week we happen to have 3 tree-themed crafts for you. Our Old Testament passage in Jeremiah talks about trees planted by the water bearing fruit, and it just so happens that our psalm also has the same theme. So we have some fantastic tree crafts because there is an abundance of plant-like and tree-like crafting that we can do out there. So we're going to look at a few of those possibilities. The first one we're going to do is we're going to make a tree using a paper bag as our basis. So you're going to start with a simple brown paper bag, and this is going to sort of be the foundation for our tree, which we're then going to get a little creative with. So you're going to start out by placing something in the bottom of this paper bag. You can use newspaper or crunched up paper or tissue paper. I'm going to use a couple of plastic bags because I happen to have a cabinet under my sink that is full of plastic bags. Maybe you do too, unless you live in California, in which they're against the law, but that's another story. So we're going to just use that to bulk up the space. And then if you had wanted to decorate this ahead of time, you're more than welcome to, or you can add decorations as you will see in a moment. So now we're going to twist the paper bag. Now, at this point, you have a couple of options. I'm going to secure my twisted paper bag with pipe cleaner, which is going to become part of the craft itself. But you can, if you would like, cut this part here into snippets to become your branches, or if you have another paper bag that you would like to use, you can use that as well. You can even cut this one, and then you can twist it to also become a couple of extra branches. So now I'm going to attach it with that same wonderful pipe cleaner. And maybe I have one more that I'm going to twist and attach. And here I've got my lovely branches of my lovely tree. Now, of course, you're also welcome to attach these with glue or staples or tape, whatever works for you. I'm going to throw a little tape on there just to keep them nice and on there. Then, get my last branch over here, and voila, we have the basis of our lovely, wonderful tree. So, I've got my branches. Now comes the creative part, where you have more options. So, you have your tree here. Now you can add onto this. You can throw some leaves on. You can draw some leaves on. You can cut out a couple of more leaves here from some green paper. You can also leave part of it bare. You can make some sort of a fruit. Maybe you want this to be like an orange tree, and you're going to cut an orange off of it. It's totally, entirely up to you and what you want to do. So, once you have twisted your lovely tree and hung whatever kinds of leaves or fruit or flowers or whatever you want your tree to be on there, you can add more, you can go to town with it, you can make smaller leaves, you can make larger leaves. This is, of course, as anything, it's totally up to you. So now we've got our parts of our tree, and we're going to add a little caption to remember, why do I have this random paper bag tree? So we're going to say something like, stay rooted in the Lord like a watered tree. That's just what I'm going to say. You can say whatever works for you. I'm going to attach this little guy onto the base of my tree. And there we have it. This can just be a fun reminder of what we talk about in the passages. It can be a table centerpiece if you want, or just a fun little room decoration, or you can, I don't know, turn it into a piggy bank or whatever you want to do with it. You have options. So here is our first tree craft. It's going to work. There we go. First tree craft. Fantastic little paper bag tree. And of course, time elapse. You can take as much time as you need to decorate. You can throw some stickers on here. If you want a sparkly tree and you want to put some glitter on there, go for it. Whatever, it's your craft, it's your tree. So make a sugar plum tree if you want. I don't know. Anyways, our next craft is, fancy that, another tree. This time we're going to plant our tree in water. Now, I do not recommend using actual water for this because then everything's going to get a little bit soggy. But what we're going to do here is we're going to plant our tree in a cup, and we're going to put some fake water in that cup. So this could be a few things. You can use some blue paper and just line your cup with blue paper. Maybe you're like me and you happen to have some blue streamers lying around. So you're going to decorate it with some blue streamers as well. And this is fun because we can even make it like really watery. And we can make these streamers sort of come out. And then we're going to, once I've got my water in here, we're going to make ourselves a little caption, and we're going to make ourselves a tree. So first off, we're going to adorn this with a fun caption that says something to the effect of similar to what we had in the last craft. It could be bear fruit and stay close to Jesus. Something like that. Again, it's very much up to you. So now we're going to make our tree. Now for this, I'm going to actually use a paper plate. I'm going to cut the paper plate in half. This half is going to be the top of my tree. And as a matter of fact, we're going to encase our lovely tube here. So I'm going to put a half of it on each side, like so. So you can decorate both of these halves, and again, you can get as creative as you like. You can just make a whole bunch, you can just color this and have it be green and fun and woohoo, or you can add some more of those paper cut out leaves. You can use some stickers. Maybe this tree is going to have some butterflies floating in it with stickers. Why not? Maybe this tree is going to have some fruit pieces. Why not? But totally up to you how creative you want to get. As usual, this is the fast version of it. So this is just the basics. So we've got our lovely colored paper plates. So nice and wonderful and tree-like. And now our healthy, growing, fantastic tree paper plates are going to be attached. You can staple these, you can glue these, you can tape these, however you like. I'm going to tape them. And then tape them on each side and tape them to each other. And then we will add that little caption. And we will stand it up in our lovely, lovely container. So here is my tree caption, which you could even write on that little tree part as well. And my water. Ta-da! Tree growing in the water. Super cool. All right, final craft. And this one is pretty simple. In fact, you can jazz it up. You can also just use paper and coloring marking supplies. But what we're going to do here is we're going to have this interesting two-sided drawing. So what I'm going to do is I've got a blue piece of paper. Now on one side of my piece of paper here, I'm going to put another piece of paper. I'm going to use this like drab greenish. You could use brown. You could use something. It's just something that's not blue because we want to make a contrast here, which you will see momentarily. So I'm going to glue / tape / staple / whatever the drab piece of paper onto the lovely blue piece of paper. And we're going to have two sides. It's a two-sided drawing. So one side is going to be representing the dry desert shrub. So we're going to, over here, have the boring bland stuff, and it's going to say something like, don't be a desert shrub, because in Jeremiah he says, if you trust only in your own heart, you will be like a dry desert shrub. Trust not yourself. Hello, cat. Now we will have over here, you can draw your little sad, shriveled up desert shrub and have it just be kind of like this sad little rooty thing with no leaves and no fruit. Or if you want to get multi-dimensional, okay, you're very much in the way. Excuse me, thank you. You could even have a little piece of a branch to kind of make that more interactive. I'm going to tape that on there. So don't be the dry desert shrub. Now we're going to flip this guy over. Dun, 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 dun. And say, plant yourself in God's living water. And now here we're going to have a nice, lovely, healthy looking tree. And maybe it even comes out of the same sort of roots because we're all sinful at heart. But God allows us to be new and healthy. So here, again, you can just have this be a drawing with color, or you can make it a little more interactive. Maybe you want to put some pipe cleaner roots in there to make it kind of fun and three-dimensional. Maybe you even have a cat. Not a cat. That does not go with the tree theme so much. Maybe even have a leaf, though. A leaf that could go with your tree theme. So we have these wonderful, interrupted by felines, images, which you can display, have fun with, just enjoy looking at, to remind yourself of the important truths of these passages, that we are like plants, and there are a lot of these plant analogies in the Bible, because it's important to remember that our foundation is in Christ. And remember, a tree doesn't really have to do anything, it just has to be in the correct soil and soaking up water. Well, we don't have to do anything for our salvation. We just have to be soaking up God's love and being willing to bear that fruit and share his love with one another. So, 3 fun tree crafts. Are there many more? Of course. Will you join me again for more crafts and more passages and more cat cameos? I hope so, because we'll be back next week. So, go make some crafts, make some disciples. Have a wonderful week. See you next time.